Good morning, February 14th, 2023 on a, what is it, a Tuesday, I think. Let's go see if I've got confirmation of audio and video over here. Waiting for this to refresh. Oh, I see it's on the other screen, working over here. And I'll check audio over there. That one. Working over here. Yep, I hear myself, and I've got the volume up on it, like we adjusted to yesterday. And then this tab over here on monitor 1, it also has audio. So for the last 30 minutes, well, it was about 28 minutes, from a minute before 9 o'clock, I've had a live stream running, an unlisted live stream. It had 0 dropped frames, so I think we're going to be good as far as this stream being able to run. And while that other stream was running, I did a speed test showing 834 megabits per second down, 13.5 up. And right after I ended that stream, I did another speed test and it shows 21.9 up. So that makes total sense. I think that I'm going to shift tomorrow to back to the 9 a.m. Pacific start time, but I'm going to schedule a second live stream scheduled for 10 minutes later. It'll be unlisted, so you're not going to see it. Now, what that is that's an ace up my sleeve, so that if we have trouble with the first stream, I'll have another one right there ready to go. It'll have the same title, and I can actually put the URL for it into the chat of the 9 a.m. stream. How's that for attempting a creative solution? We've got some chat comments. I am pretty up to date with reading through chat. I'm going to point out a couple. Let's see. Here's the last one that I read. So 926. Oh, Rick Lakes, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Rick. Chat is already 50,000 messages and it's not even 9:30. Sounds like chat started 9 o'clock. Yeah, some people, Long Dog, showed up at 9 o'clock expecting it to show then. Nick Poverman's got a couple of jokes in here. Let's go have a look at that, and then we'll get into today's subjects. Nick says, now I started reading this and says, "Aw, it's Valentine's Day today. 3 years ago today, I asked my best friend, my childhood sweetheart, and the most beautiful girl in the world to marry me. All 3 of them said no." You got to laugh out loud from me when I read that. Seriously, I laughed out loud. And then there was another one around 9 a.m. 9:08. And from Nick also, if you're being chased by a pack of taxidermists, don't play dead. You got me started out in a good mood. Thank you, Nick. Now let's get back down to where we are at here. Highway 101. Yeah, it was a lot of vacation type stuff in chat this morning. Kind of fits into what I was saying at 9 o'clock, at least for California. Seems a peak time for YouTube and its creators. AVDVR good from Jonathan, and hello from Al. Dennis, my audio yesterday was my fault. They had a faulty HD audio driver. I referred it to the old driver. That's when Dennis had said my audio sounded a little low. I turned it up and he said, "No, it's too loud." I think that's what it was, right? Sounds like a plan. Does it happen at other times during the day? No, I have never seen upload problems at other times of the day. Last week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 9 a.m., bad upload speed. But it only lasts for a few minutes. See above. Oh, that's this one. Hope all goes well today. Nice to see you, Doug. Hello to chat as well. Thank you, John. Good to see you too. By the way, Doug, I got a 1 to 2 minute notification, Windows 7 machine for your 9:30 broadcast. Well, that's interesting. Usually the notifications, I get them 30 minutes ahead. You know, it might have been because I had that unlisted stream running during that time. I wonder if that's why you didn't get that, because I only stopped that unlisted stream a couple of minutes before the 9:30 start time. That might be it. So tomorrow, assuming that I do the 9 a.m. start time, you should be back to seeing a 30-minute heads up using Windows 10 machine. Now, let's get to some stuff that I have flagged to talk about today. Go find it. In my emails that are flagged for today, The first one is an email actually from myself, from my Google Calendar. It's a notification, Windows updates this week. So this is to remind you all that today is the second Tuesday of the month. Windows updates should be coming through. If you get a call from people who turn to you for help with their tech stuff, and they're complaining about any unusual symptom on their computer or sluggishness on their computer, start out with restarting the computer. You could ask them first if there is a yellow or orange or red dot down here in the bottom right corner in the notification area that's indicating that the computer needs to be restarted to install updates. But even without that, with any symptoms that the computer's not performing right, try restarting the computer before you spend more troubleshooting time. An email from Noir by Noir Badria. Sorry if I got that pronunciation wrong. If you come in here with some more emails, I will find out how to pronounce your name correctly. And his email address that I'm not displaying just now because I don't know if it's okay to display it, but it does imply that he's in the computer repair business. So what his email says: "Hi Doug, just wanted to know if you have used Dashlane before or know people that use Dashlane Password Manager, and is it a good password manager, or do you recommend other password managers that you know are good? Do you recommend any other good password managers?" So here's my response to password managers. Is I have not done extensive research. I am using both a paid version of LastPass and a paid version of RoboForm. LastPass recently had a big data exfiltration, so a lot of people are upset with LastPass. I don't hold that so much against them because I follow the podcast of penetration testers. I follow a podcast that commonly has stories from penetration testers. When they are hired to try to penetrate a company, they are pretty much always successful. So that LastPass had a data breach and maybe they weren't as responsible as they should have been, that's not enough to make me jump ship. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of feel a little bit advantageous with a company who has been infiltrated before, under the presumption, assumption, conclusion, deduction, fingers crossed, that they're going to be more diligent to prevent that from happening again. The password managers that claim that they've never had a data breach, number one, do we know that they're being honest? Because we know that companies are cagey with that kind of stuff. And two, does that just mean they haven't been sufficiently attacked yet? Or maybe they're not big enough for it. So I'm expecting data breaches all over the industry, and I don't really hold that against them too much. But here's what I did in looking up information for Noir Badria's question. Is I went looking around a little bit, and I really like what Shannon here has to say. Shannon Morse. She's reporting on Best Password Manager for 2023. This is a very recent report, so she's aware of the LastPass, and she's actually not including LastPass in these. And she has another video somewhere probably really dissing LastPass over that. And that's okay. But I wanted to find out about Dashlane because I've never looked at it. So I'm going to highlight that and Control C, and I want to find the place in her video where she talks about that. And I'm kind of taking this little excuse to point out this feature I've pointed out before. Is go to Show Transcript. This gives the transcript of her show, and then Control F, we get the find function up here, and then Control V to paste the word Dashlane, and it finds the word Dashlane. So here it's found it a couple times here, and I'll click on the next button and the next button. Now here's where it finds it in her transcript at 2 minutes 32. Well, here I don't think she's talking very much about Dashlane, so we're going to go on to the next mention. Here's at 15 minutes and 13 seconds. This one is Dashlane. Dashlane recently got rid of their desktop application back in November 2020. It's curious to me, a little bit comical, that in February 2023, see down here in the bottom left, she just published this a few days ago. She's referring to November of 2020 as recent. No, okay. But anyway, you click on this 1513, it'll take you right to the spot in her video where she's talking about Dashlane. Now, I have watched it through. She does talk about some good things about it and some disadvantages about it. So if you want to know what is missing from Dashlane, you will find it there. Now, I should go give you a convenient link for that, right? So then I'm going to go, here's another little side note technique. Click on the share button, click on this checkbox to start it at 1513. Watch this right here where it says 913. When I take the check mark off, the timestamp disappears. So we want to copy it with the timestamp. Then I'll close this window. I've copied it onto my clipboard. Haven't done anything with it yet. And then I'm going to go highlight this, the title of her video. And I'd also like to get the name of her channel. I don't think I'm going to be able to copy that from there. But I'll come back over to the chat room and let's see. Oh, I got to take this off screen because I don't know if I have confidential things in my clipboard history, and I do not. So then I'm going to show it, come back and show it to you. Windows key V shows my clipboard history, and then I'll click on the title of that video in the space bar, and then Windows key V, and I'll click on the link for that and put in her name. I think I'm spelling this right. Shannon Morris. But technically, watch out for this woman. Do not make any comments that can be used against you. I don't know which woman he's referring to. Let's get back up to I don't have a highlighted comment in there. I know I covered Rick Lake's $5 super chat. Thank you again. And that 50,000 messages. I think that's not all I wanted to talk about Dashlane. So let's come back here. Another thing that I did in looking this up regarding Dashlane was I did a straight Google search to see some things in here. And I saw some things in here that I wasn't really too thrilled about. Because, let's see, is Dashlane hacked? For this reason, security features 2FA, VPN, emergent, the most secure encryption weren't removed. Finally, Dashlane has never had a security breach. Well, that they have reported, have they been responsible to report? I'm also wondering, let's look at some of the other things I see here. Why is Dashlane blocked by Chrome? Google has removed Dashlane Password Manager extension used by over 3 million users from the Chrome store due to issues with user privacy, use of permissions. Well, that's a little alarming. I haven't read the detail about that. That was 3 years ago. And remember, Shannon said that they removed their desktop portion of their app. The desktop portion of app is not the Chrome extension. That would be for it automatically entering passwords for your desktop applications that are not web-based. What is happening with Dashlanes? There will no longer be any support or updates for the app. It should be automatically kick you out from using it. Instead, users... Now, I think some of these comments are probably obsolete. Well, this one's January 2022, a little over a year old. Does Dashlane steal your info? So there might be concerns there, but are those same concerns out there with the other password managers? So I'm just trying to give a little broader way of viewing these. Frankly, I'm not too concerned about finding the best password manager. In fact, for my clients, I have no objection. I have advice, no objection to them using their browser password management functions. Now, the advice is that you have to have signed in to like Google Chrome or signed into a Microsoft account and have two-factor authentication on. Because if you don't have those, then storing those in your browser password manager would be high risk. Then also, are you concerned about somebody walking up to your computer and going in to look up your passwords or just click onto them yourself? You might want then to have an extra layer where you have to put in your password that only you know for the computer or something like that to protect it. So if you're concerned about passwords that you saved on your computer, whether you're using a third-party password manager or a browser password manager, are there people in your home? Do you have guests over? Could somebody wander into where your computer is and go access an account while your computer is unattended? In that case, you want to do Windows key L to lock the screen and know that you have a secure password that they don't know so that they can't go back into it and find that password. So those are things you got to think about. It's not enough to just have a password manager. So I think that probably covers the things that I want to say at this point. Let's get back down to where do I need to catch up. Oh, let's see. I think there's something else that I need to do. Is there? I'm going to go look at a couple other things that I put. I'm going to go see if I have any chat room notes from yesterday. Looks like I do. Yes, I do. I think this was a joke that was put in by Brian Lightfoot that I didn't catch until after the stream was over. I told you I go back and read the messages. Do birds know where they are going when they fly south for the winter, or do they just wing it? And then Forbin Kalass says, Doug, please do make a video about PowerShell. I heard in years past that if you install new software through Control Panel Add Remove, it will be easier down the road to uninstall. An interesting question there. So yesterday I was thinking, well, there was something that somebody asked me to make a video about and I forgot it. And so here it is. I'll go back and reconsider that today. Santa Claus, how do you reset Google account password? Hey, we could go do that now, couldn't we? And then Wintermute's list of magician supported SSDs at the bottom of this page, not just NVMe. I went to this link that Wintermute gave us yesterday and, whoops, wait a minute. Oh, here it goes. It's going to it. And I looked back at the Samsung drives that I have purchased in the past, and I found some that were not on this list, meaning the Samsung Magician software does not work on it. I didn't like the way that they listed this. I would rather them just giving a vertical list that I didn't have to click through, because it took me a little while to realize, well, how far does this go? You just keep clicking and clicking and clicking. But down here, there's 2 dots. So there's only 2 screens here. But there were Samsung drives that I have purchased in the past that are not on this list. Apparently, Samsung Magician does not work on those. Then let's come back. Oh, let's see. Where do I want to get to? I want to get back to that and those notes from yesterday. Let's, can I do, oh, I can, if I do the pencil, it gets big. Reset Google. Okay, then that's my purchase. Oh, this is my purchases. So this is showing my purchases of Samsung drives. And I found some on here that were not on that list. I'm not going to try to point out to you which ones weren't on that list, but these are Samsung drives that I have ordered in the past. So that one was February 10th. So then down here, there's a couple more. I can't tell you from memory which of these were not on that list. But then there's more past here. Let's see, what does that get to? This is all searching the word Samsung. So these are all Samsung items that are on my purchase history. If anyone is curious to see which of these aren't on that list, just so you know that, yeah, Doug bought stuff that's not on the Samsung Magician list. You could go back and check that yourself by pausing this video at those locations. I do have the redirect set up to go to Ken Stout's Premiere. Then the next button isn't clickable. So that's all the 3 pages. See, there's only 3 on that page. So that means we are done with that page. Back to this list. So how do you reset a Google account password? Now, is that being asked in the context of forgetting? You've forgotten your Google account password. Do I dare log out of Google while I'm actually streaming? Yes, I could do that on BabyBeast safe enough, except that BabyBeast is not coming live for me. Why would that be? Ay, caramba. You're not there. Well, am I going to take the time? Look. Okay, just disconnected and reconnected a couple things. See if that brings it back. Nope, that doesn't bring it back. I think I know where the problem is. I'm not going to go down that road right now. So yeah, how do you reset the Google account password? Does that mean you've forgotten your password? You should just click on the forgot password link when you're trying to log into it. If you know your Google account password, then you should just reset it in here. Is it this one right here? Passwords. Oh, that goes into the passwords list. I think it may be up here. I'm going to have to take this off screen a little bit so that I don't accidentally expose something. Oh, manage your Google account. How about that one? Manage your Google account right here. Okay, I'm going to take that off screen and go see if it'll take me to a place to reset it because I did not go look at this. So let's see, that takes me to this screen. Is it okay to show this? Yeah, it looks like I'm okay to show this. So that takes me to here. And then I'm going to guess that it's probably in security. So I'm going to take that off screen for a moment. I'll click on security. And let's see, what can I do here? Yes, here we go. This looks okay. So here, your account is protected. Recent security, signing into Google. Here's password. Last changed August 29th, 2022. I do have two-step verification turned on. I'll take that off screen for a moment. Click on that last changed, and then here we go. It takes me to this screen here, and it's wanting me to log in with my current password. So I have to actually enter my current password here. Of course, RoboForm and LastPass are both able to know that password for me. I'm going to click on the next button. I'll take that off screen for a moment and then see, oops, oh, that was wrong password. Because actually, tricky thing here, my the browser has a obsolete password that it's remembering. So it tried to enter that first, that short password. That was not my current password. You saw just a short number of asterisks. That was not my current password. So I had to select the password from that list of passwords in RoboForm is the one that I did. And then that got me into here for putting in a new password. So this would be resetting a password. I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to finish that through because I've gone far enough on this. And if I change it here, well then LastPass and RoboForm will ask if I want to remember that. Great. And then that will automatically go to my cell phone and that will go to my other computers because they all, since I have a paid version, I have LastPass and, no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I have paid version of RoboForm. I'm on the free version of LastPass currently. So LastPass is only on one device, one computer and one cell phone. I think it only does one device, but maybe that's one computer. So I think my other computers are all RoboForm. I think. I don't know. All right. So that's a rough thumbnail. Santa Claus, if you want to be more specific in your question, then be happy to go deeper on that. Now, let's go see what we got in chat. We got about 6 minutes left. Maybe DVR audio issue. And let's see, there's Rick up there. Where else am I? Patch Tuesday, just check. Surprisingly, no updates. Oh, the updates might not have come to your computer yet. If you go check for updates, you'll probably find them, or they might not have actually been released yet. So let me go try that. I'll update settings and see if my computer is checking for updates right now. See if it finds anything. I've seen that before. Last month, actually, I manually clicked check for updates. They weren't there, but they did show up later in the day. Yeah, this is intelligence update. Then there's cumulative update preview. So that's the updates might not be out yet for today. Check again in 2 or 4 hours. Usually not available till late afternoon Eastern time. Been using Dashlane for years. No complaints here from Jonathan. So there you go. I forgot who was asking. Noir. There you go. Jonathan has been using it. No complaints from him. Now, I don't know if he's considered those other complaints that other people have had about Dashlane, or if those are just, a small percentage of people that'd be concerned about. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't get it today, promise later. So Doug, Shannon. I do know her for years. She used to be part of Leo Laporte's team, but that was quite a while ago. I have watched some of her videos, yes. And I like her presentation style. Right now, Bitwarden is the way to go. And if you need somebody who is renowned in the security world, Steve Gibson gives a thumbs up for Bitwarden. That's true. Absolutely. He has looked in depth at Bitwarden and is very happy with it. And he was actually saying that, I think maybe before Bitwarden became a sponsor of their show. Bitwarden is a sponsor of Steve's show, so but I pretty comfortably trust him for saying that, even though they're a sponsor. I've been using it for several years. It's fantastic. So that's Lawn Dog using Bitwarden, and Jonathan Dashlane. And Rick's saying, yeah, she used to be on the show with Leo. She was part of many shows with Leo. Technically, watch out for this woman. Don't make any comments that can be used against you. Yeah, I don't know what that means. That seems a little, oh, that's me. Seems a little weird. You don't need to detail that. Some would say the advice applies to any spouse. A lawn dog, well ran, without being too directly speaking. She's a good-looking woman, and you better not make any comments in that direction about her, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, okay. Yeah, I really want to avoid making commentary about appearance of any women presenting on YouTube, unless that's what they're focused on themselves. It's just not needed. That was so 1970s. On Doug about storing your passwords browser like Chrome. Here's my only comment: when you install Bitwarden or LastPass during the installation, it will scan your machine for passwords already stored in Chrome. It will gather them and show them to you after the scan, along with their decrypted characters. Already stored, and it will gather them and show them to you after the scan along. Okay, so is that a concern? To me, that means whatever encryption Google Chrome is using, apparently people like LastPass or Bitwarden can crack it. No, it does not mean that at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because when their application that you have installed on the computer is scanning that, it is scanning what you are authorized to see yourself. It's not seeing that without you giving it permission to be installed on your computer. They cannot scan that from the outside. They cannot scan from outside your computer or into Google's system and see your passwords. You have exposed your passwords to them because you have installed the extension on your computer, and you have given your computer authorization to display your own passwords to you. So no, that's not a reason to be concerned about browser password storage. Now, it is useful it's a good idea to go into your browser and click to display passwords. You should be prompted to enter your computer's login password for that. Let me see if I can demonstrate that, because maybe I can demonstrate that in a safe way. Let's see, if I go to settings and, oh, you know what? I could actually do that password link that was right on the profile. That takes me straight to passwords. And then if I go try to display a password, yes, this is it right here. So I'll demonstrate this by preparing this over here. So here, I'm going to bring this up on screen. So when you install that extension, you're going to have to do similar to what I'm going to do here. I'm clicking on on the profile icon, and then the passwords button here. And I'm just going to take that off screen for a moment, but I think I'm going to show that to you. Yeah, there's nothing there that I am concerned about. Oh, it's time for me to send you over to Ken. But here, if I click to display any of these passwords, click on the eyeball, I have to put in the PIN number or the password for my Windows system. That's how you protect it. When you install that extension, you're going to have to do that as well. There's my email address. You can send a question to me by email, comment on any video, or a comment in the chat room. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.